In the world of sales, what should you do when you master your industry? This is a unique question. I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. And one of the things that I see salespeople struggle with a lot is they get shoeboxed into one type of industry. And I do a lot of work in in-home sales. And so, I grew up cutting my teeth doing heating and air. And so I'm just going to give you examples from in-home sales. You modify accordingly, okay? So let's just say that I got started 5 years ago with in-home sales and I'm crushing it and I'm killing it and I need to have a power move. Well, my power move might be that I learned how to sell roofing. My power move might be that I learned how to sell windows. My power move might be that I learned how to sell solar, right? Those are all in-home sales processes, all things that I need to know about. They're all based upon remodeling. And here's the thing. Doesn't matter where I go in the United States for the most part, most people look for solar, roofing, windows, heating and air, or in-home trades, okay? So I'm using my trades and my skills as an example for you. You may just have to modify accordingly. You may just have to like, hey, those aren't the trades that I use. But think about it this way. Let's say today that I decide, hey, I want to move to Honolulu. I want to move to Oahu. And look, I can sell heating and air. I'm really good at it. But I may not be so good about selling solar or roofs or windows. Well, if I had taken the time to learn those skills, those techniques, and those strategies now, I have outside peripheral different types of sales skills that I could use. I'm not stuck to one industry. I'm not stuck to one technique. And you're like, hey, Scott, well, how do I do that? Well, one of the things that you do is outside of your industry, outside of whatever you sell, you contact a business owner. You will contact somebody and you bring value to their life. And then they are allowed to bring value to your life. So one of the things that I might do is I might go to a solar company and say, hey, look, I'm really good at selling heating and air. Will you let me ride with your top salespeople, learn how to sell solar? And then they go, why would I do that? Because I'll teach that guy stuff and he could teach me stuff. I'm a closer. He's a closer. There's a lot of skills or some information that I want to learn, right? Or I might go to a roofing company and say, hey, look, I'm really good at selling heating and air. Would you mind me working with your roofing guy? And the roofing contractor, business owner might go, yes. They might say no. You could do the same thing for windows. And what this does is it gives you the ability to pivot. What this does is this gives you the ability to go to another industry. Now, I use a lot of in-home sales examples. Whatever you are, you should probably locate like 3 or 4 different industries around you that you could pivot to, and then you're not stuck. You're not put in a position. Because remember, if you're a closer, you're the prize. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. Doesn't matter what you sell. Doesn't matter what you have to offer. And if you know how to sell like 9, 10 different things, that's cool. All you really need is 3, 4, or 5. Right? It gives you the opportunity to go anywhere you want to work in any industry. Like, I got a lot of friends that sell cars, and some of them said, hey, Scott, would you teach me how to do in-home sales? I'm like, absolutely. And they say, yeah, I don't literally like standing around, 15 hours a day waiting for an up. I'd rather go run an appointment, right? It's a smart move for you. You're just going to have to modify the industry that you're in and look at it and go, how can I make this work for me? Scott gave me some examples. It's my job to pay attention, to implement, and then modify. Modify accordingly. Take a look at it and go, I may not necessarily like this industry, but I would be willing to work in this one. And I went and did a ride along. I didn't like that industry, but I did like this one. It gives you the opportunity so that you're not shoeboxed and that you're not stuck, right? If you're a closer, you're the prize. Figure out how to sell in other industries, and that way you don't get stuck. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button and click on it every time I send out a video. You'll get an update that says Scott Bell Consultants sent another fantastic video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.